King Shaul was hunting Dawid, and he went to the Ramah, and came to the great well that is in the Shoku, and he asked and said, Where are Shemuel and Dawid? And one said, Behold, they are at Naoyoth in the Ramah. And he went thither to Naoyoth in the Ramah, and the Spirit of God became upon him also, and he went on and prophesied until he came to Naoyoth in the Ramah. And he also stripped off his clothes, and he also prophesied before Shemuel, and lay down naked all that day and all that night. For what reason, they say, is Shaul also among the prophets of the books called Shemuel, the first, chapter 20? And Dawid fled from Naoyoth in the Ramah, and came and said before Jehonathan, What have I done? What is my iniquity? And what is my sin before thy father, that he seeketh my soul? And he said to him, Far from it, thou shalt not die. Behold, my father doeth nothing either great or small, but that he discloseth it to me. And why should my father hide this thing from me? It is not so. And Dawid swore an oath moreover, and said, Thy father knoweth well that I have found favour in thy eyes. And he saith, Let not Jehonathan know this, lest he be grieved. But truly as Yahweh liveth, and as thy soul liveth, there is but a step between me and death. Then said Jehonathan to Dawid, Whatsoever thy soul desireth, I will even do it for thee. And Dawid said to Jehonathan, Behold, tomorrow is the monthly renewal, and I should not fail to sit with the king to eat. But let me go, that I may hide myself in the field to the third day at even. If thy father miss me at all, then say, Dawid earnestly asked leave of me that he might run to Bethlehem his city, for it is the yearly sacrifice there for all the family. If he say thus, It is well, thy servant shall have peace. But if he be wroth, then know that evil is determined by him. Therefore deal kindly with thy servant, for thou hast brought thy servant into a covenant of Yahweh with thee. But if there be in me iniquity, slay me thyself, for why shouldst thou bring me to thy father? And Jehonathan said, Far be it from thee, for if I should at all know that evil were determined by my father to come upon thee, then would not I tell it thee? Then said Dawid to Jehonathan, Who shall tell me if perchance thy father answer thee roughly? And Jehonathan said to Dawid, Come, and let us go out into the field. And they went out, both of them, into the field. And Jehonathan said to Dawid, Yahweh the God of Israel be witness, when I have sounded my father about this time tomorrow, or the third day, behold, if there be good toward Dawid, shall I not then send to thee, and disclose it to thee? Yahweh do so to Jehonathan, and more also, should it please my father to do thee evil, if I disclose it not to thee, and send thee away, that thou mayest go in peace. And Yahweh be with thee, as he hath been with my father. And thou shalt not only while yet I live show me the loyal ardour of Yahweh, that I die not, But also thou shalt not cut off thy loyal ardor from my house forever. No, not when Yahweh hath cut off the enemies of Dawid, every one from the face of the earth. So Jehonathan made a covenant with the house of Dawid, saying, and Yahweh will require it at the hand of Dawid's enemies. And Jehonathan caused Dawid to swear again for the love that he had to him, for he loved him as he loved his own soul. Then Jehonathan said to him, Tomorrow is the monthly renewal, and thou wilt be missed, because thy seat will be empty. And when thou hast stayed 3 days, thou shalt go down quickly, and come to the place where thou didst hide thyself in the day of the deed, and shalt remain by that mound. And I will shoot 3 arrows on the side thereof, as though I shot at a mark. And behold, I will send the lad, saying, Go, find the arrows. If I say to the lad, Behold, the arrows are on this side of thee, take them, and come. It is that peace is to thee, and not a thing, as Yahweh liveth. But if I say thus to the boy, Behold, the arrows are beyond thee, go thy way, it is that Yahweh hath sent thee away. And concerning the matter which thou and I have spoken of, behold, Yahweh is between thee and me forever. So Dawid hid himself in the field, and when the monthly renewal was come, the king sat down to eat food. And the king sat upon his seat, as at other times, even upon the seat by the wall. And Jehonathan stood up, and Abner sat by Shaul's side. But Dawid's place was empty. Nevertheless, Shaul spoke not anything that day, for he thought, A chance event it is. He is not clean. Surely he is not clean. And it was on the morrow after the monthly renewal, which was the 2nd day, that Dawid's place was empty. And Shaul said to Jehonathan his son, For what reason cometh not the son of Yeshai to the bread, neither yesterday nor today? And Jehonathan answered Shaul, Dawid earnestly asked leave of me to go to Bethlehem. And he said, Let me go, I pray thee, for our father hath a sacrifice in the city, and my brother, he hath commanded me to be there. And now, if I have found favour in thy eyes, let me get away, I pray thee, and see my brothers. Therefore he is not come to the king's table. Then Shaul's anger was kindled against Jehonathan, and he said to him, Thou son of a perverse, rebellious woman, do not I know that thou hast chosen the son of Yeshai to thy own shame, and to the shame of thy mother's nakedness? For as long as the son of Yeshai liveth upon the ground, thou shalt not be established, nor thy kingdom. For what reason now send and fetch him to me, for he shall surely die. And Jehonathan answered Shaul his father, and said to him, For what reason should he be put to death? What hath he done? And Shaul cast his spear at him to smite him, whereby Jehonathan knew that it was determined of his father to put Dawid to death. So Jehonathan arose from the table in fierce anger, and did eat no food the 2nd day of the month. for he was grieved for Dawid, because his father had done him shame. And it was in the morning that Jehonathan went out into the field at the time appointed with Dawid, and a little lad with him. And he said to his lad, Run, find now the arrows which I shoot. And as the lad ran, he shot an arrow beyond him. And when the lad was come to the place of the arrow which Jehonathan had shot, Jehonathan cried after the lad and said, Is not the arrow beyond thee? And Jehonathan cried after the lad, Make speed, haste, stay not. And Jehonathan's lad gathered up the arrows and came to his master. But the lad knew not anything. Only Jehonathan and Dawid knew the matter. And Jehonathan gave his weapons to his lad, and said to him, Go, carry them to the city. And as soon as the lad was gone, Dawid arose from beside the mound, and fell on his face to the ground, and bowed himself 3 times. And they kissed one another, and wept one with another, until Dawid exceeded. And Jehonathan said to Dawid, Go in peace, for as much as we have sworn both of us in the name of Yahweh, saying, Yahweh shall be between me and thee, and between my seed and thy seed, forever. And he arose and departed, and Jehonathan went into the city. Then came Dawid to Nob, to Ahimelech the priest.